Yo, what is up, guys? Today we got a troll deck. That's why we've got some troll music. If you like trolling Yu-Gi-Oh players, drop a like on this video because there's going to be actually a double troll in this video. Because at first glance, what you're going to see is a deck that will be able to infinitely heal. The win condition, one of them, because there's actually two different ways you can win in this deck. Well, actually three, because most of the time your opponent will actually quit before this actually even gets to that point. But you will be able to heal up for enough life points to the point where your opponent will not be able to actually deal enough damage to ever finish you off. So you have the win condition of deck out. You also have the win condition of going into time and having more life points than your opponent. But there's another win condition in this deck. So technically there's three ways to win. But anyways, we're now seeing the loop activated, and it's going to go on for a really long time. So what actually is going on is Rainbow Life is actually activated. And what happens is Paul Moreau, the X-Saber card, has the ability to make it so when another Saber monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you pay 500 life points to special summon this card from the graveyard. And all your opponent has to do is have a monster with over 700 attack. Therefore, you will be able to actually start healing up for more than you are paying for the 500 life points. Now, this can go on infinitely. It's not a game state where it causes an infinite loop. It just lets you decide if you want the infinite loop to go on. So it's not like an illegal move. Sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh, there are moves that would be considered illegal because it'll cause the game to actually break functionally. This one doesn't cause that. This one over here is just going to go ahead and let him go and get the effect of Paul Moreau infinite times if he wants to. You don't have to actually go for this amount of life points, but this would be a way that you can win. Now in this replay, this is going to go on for a really long time, so I'm going to save you guys the time. It's just showing you guys that this is one way where the deck can win. Like I mentioned before, most decks will have searchability, and at some point you will be able to technically deck your opponent out. That's the other win condition. But you guys didn't see that there is another win condition here. And that win condition, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the deck profile in a moment here, is actually Jackpot 7 over here. So what you can actually do is you give your opponent a card that is an old school card that actually is the only way that makes Jackpot 7 actually viable, is actually the Dark Scorpion Burglars. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent sends one spell card from their deck to their graveyard. The goal is to give your opponent your copy of Dark Scorpion Burglars and then go ahead and X-Saber Paul Moreau, crash into it so you win with Jackpot 7. That's the original intent, but there are multiple ways, like I said, with the infinite Rainbow Life, infinite life way to actually... I mean, technically it is on a one turn, so I guess you can consider it OTK. It is an OTK, obviously, with Jackpot 7, so that still stands as a way to OTK. Technically, I guess DECKOUT can be an OTK too, but it takes way too long, so it doesn't really count. But that is another way to pull it off. You can also give your opponent Dark Scorpion Burglars, and it's just any time that it inflicts battle damage. It could even be in defense, and as long as you take that damage, Jackpot 7 will activate its effect, and you will win the duel via that effect. So I thought it was a pretty interesting deck. It's just going to go on infinitely. Doesn't really matter at this point. But I mean, at over 100,000 life, it can be very difficult to technically go on here. But I know it takes a while. But I just want to explain that there's alternate ways to win, and I'll give you guys a deck profile in case you guys do want to go ahead and troll your opponent. Because it's been a little bit of time since we've uploaded a troll deck over here. But yeah, once you have 100,000 life, even if you have monsters with like 3k times 5, it's still not enough to really... I mean, this guy's gonna deck out, let's be honest here. But nonetheless, I mean, he's playing Legsworn Saber in 2020. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. All right, but anyways, gotta give a shout out real quick before we hop into the deck profile to my homie Questrains for hooking us up with this deck profile. But I think we can make a lot of suggestions to make this a little bit more competitive here. So first off, there's a lot of just cards that would I mean, this card, Muscle Medic, I would probably drop this card, to be honest. But for the most part, the goal is to go ahead and just get out Paul Moreau. You can Foolish One. You cannot get the same copy of Paul Moreau. That's why you will have to have 2 copies of it. But you can make the deck have relatively good consistency with cards like Emer's Blade that instantly let you go ahead and go for it. The thing is that most floater cards are what I would consider to be too slow in the game. And to speed things up, especially with the Dark Scorpion Burglars with the creature swap combo, which makes it so you're going to give your opponent this card, one excellent card that makes this super duper easy is actually Scapegoat. The reason why is because you summon a bunch of tokens that are 0/0, and even if Dark Scorpion Blunders is in defense mode, you just go ahead and start crashing into it over and over. And there's not too many things that would stop creature swap. And to make the deck a little bit faster with plays to go ahead and give your opponent the Burglar and the X-Saber Paul Moreau combo or Scapegoat combo, I think we can utilize some cards to make this a little bit faster. But I'll give you guys the original deck profile, and then I'm going to go ahead and make some suggestions. So first off, we got Muscle Medic. It just makes it so they gain that life points instead of taking it. It's just a 2200 attacker. Boggart Knight, it can help, you know, summon another monster. It's, I would say, kind of unnecessary, but it can bait out hand traps for the most part, but I would say it's kind of unnecessary at this point. But remember, just another Saber Yugioh needs to be destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, then you can special summon it, and then you can start your loop. So it technically facilitates that, but I think there's better options. Then we got 3 copies of Dark Scorpion Burglars, that's totally fine. 3 copies of Summoner Monk to, again, summon this card. It does summon it in, well, what is it, it can attack this turn, but that doesn't really matter because you're giving it to your opponent, so this is still an excellent card in here. Emer's Blade can let you go and grab something. Dark Soul, I feel like it's too slow because this is during the end phase of its sent there. I think it's just, again, too slow. Battle Fader, well, we have 2 copies of Dark Soul, 3 copies of Paul Moreau, 3 copies of Battle Fader, 2 copies of Allure, 1 for 1, 2 copies of Creature Swap, Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Day at Peace. Where Arf Thou, because that will let you go ahead and search out the other copy of Paul Moreau, so it does have some synergy with Battle Fader technically over here. And then we have Avarice, then we have Upstart, Slash Straw, 3 copies of Jackpot 7, we got Foolish Burial, Pot of Duality, 2 copies of Wabaku, 3 copies of Rainbow Life, the Wolf in Sheep's Clothing over here. Whenever you take battle damage, you get to reveal a level 1 monster and special summon. You get to reveal 1 level 1 monster in your hand, special summon it from your hand, and 1 monster with the same name from your deck. So this automatically lets you go straight for the combo, which can be quite cool. And then we have Jar of Avarice and then Curse. Again, I feel like there's a lot of optimization issues. As far as this goes, yeah, you can maybe go ahead and hem if you want to go ahead and run some other cards. But for the most part, I'm just going to keep it simple. The accurate really doesn't matter. I would actually throw in Extravagance. I think if I could spell. I think Extravagance would be an excellent card addition to this. Let me go ahead and actually make this deck a little bit, I guess, what I would consider more competitive. I would say you can definitely run multiple copies of Lure. Battle Fader, it is kind of slow. Again, it does kind of help out with Where Art Thou, so I quite understand this. I feel like, yeah, I guess you can kind of cycle through cards, but it's really not. These cards are just way too slow. If you want to go ahead, you can make it a Rainbow Life deck too, so you have alternate ways to win, because again, all it requires is just 2 Paul Moreau. I think Dark Soul is just way too slow in the game now. I would rather run double summon Emer's Blade. Even Summoner Monk could be great as another like double summon, so you can have your other plays. But Emer's Blade is not a once per turn, so you can just cycle through all of them and then go right into Paul Moreau, and then that way you can basically deck them all of them. This card's just way too slow. And I don't think you need Avarice to recycle any of your cards. I think more Allures could be okay because you have 9 targets as of right now. And most of the other cards, I guess you can use it as Summoner Monk fodder here. I think this would be a great start. With Duality, I mean, technically you can survive relatively easy, but I think to actually go off, you kind of want that ability to special summon. So Scapegoat would be what I would consider a great combo. Scapegoat with, of course, the ability to go ahead and just crash into Dark Scorpion Burglars would be the ideal play. Alternatively, you can also, if you really wanted to, reduce the stats of your own monster so you can crash into Burglars over and over. That could be an option as well. You can actually even give your opponent something. Let me go and actually show off one thing that would be good. So, like I mentioned before, your goal, another way to win, is to give your opponent the Dark Scorpion Burglars, but it doesn't have that much attack, and you basically need it to get over Emer's Blade. So if you want to go ahead and use it in any combination of that, feel free to go ahead and do so. Moon Mirror Shield or something. Heck, you could even use it yourself. But I think that that's another way you can win. I think this would be another great start. This card, I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, you're able to reveal the level 1, which you have 6 copies of at this point, and then go ahead and special summon one with the same name from the deck, which is pretty nasty if you think about it, which would make Dark Soul better. But I just feel like you need to be very fast. If you want your troll deck to be more successful, I think cards like a double summon could be great. I also think like cards like Dark Ruler, no more if I could spell, Dark Ruler no more, so your plays don't get stopped, because this way you're able to pull off a lot more potential if you go ahead and summon this card. And let's say they have one excellent play would be if they happen to have Star Yugioh, or something that just increases all of their monster stats, and then you can just go Ember's Blade, crash for days, and then go Pomeroy. Like, there's a lot of different ways that you can pull it off, but remember, you don't need to make it so your opponent takes any damage. You need to take the damage, and this way just stops other cards from being able to be activated and just hits all of them. And permanents could also be a great little option as well. But I think that this would be kind of a good start. At least looking at maybe this. Double summon, like you said, can facilitate being a little bit faster, because at the end of the day, as funny as it is with troll decks, in order for them to be competitive, it needs to be like FTK levels of fast. But this could be some suggestion for you guys if you guys want to troll around with this triple win condition troll deck. Like I said, most people will never let you get to the point of 100,000 life points. They'll just leave the game before that happens. But you do have that jackpot 7 as another win condition, so it's not just like you're trolling for nothing. You actually can win, and the other win condition is you have so much life points that your opponent can either deck out, or they can't do anything to the point where you're able to go ahead and slowly roll out your board, which is give them Dark Scorpion, and then go ahead and keep crashing those Pomeroys. Once again, you just have to have a life point cost, which at the end of the day, you would only be taking 800 points of damage, but you have to pay the extra 500. So as long as you could pay 1,300 3 times, you will get that effect of the jackpot for the win condition. So there it is, guys, a jackpot 7 surprise troll infinite life heal OTK oriented deck. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel here, subscribe, turn on that bell so you don't miss out on more troll Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. And if you guys want to send me other stuff, it doesn't have to be troll, but I do like seeing some troll stuff once in a while. Send it to AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. It can be featured on the channel. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.